Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be learning about Python binary and complex. Let's start off with binary first. Let me give you an example. For example, print. We need to print out the binary of 5. Binary is the computer language which is 0 and 1s. So let's print the binary of 5. BIN stands for binary. And we get 0B101. 0B is base 2. Base 2 is the binary language, the computer language. We have so many bases. For example, base 10. Base 10 is the number that we use today in our daily life from 0 to 9, which you can see on your keyboard or like on your phone when you open your password. Now, we want to turn the binary into an integer. To do this, we have another code. We're gonna do print and make sure to write int, which stands for integer. And then we need to put out the binary, which we get here 0b101. We're gonna do copy and we're gonna paste it in here. And after that, we need to mention the base so that the computer can understand what base are you talking about, because we have so many base, more than even base 2 and base 10. So I'm gonna put 2 since this is base 2. And as we run the code, we'll get 5. So this code do the opposite of this code. So this is binary. Now let's move on to complex. Now let's create our own variable. To do this, we need to put any variable name first. I'm gonna put z for as an example. Then I'm going to do equal. So z equals, so this is our new variable. You can name it wherever you want, but I name it z. Z equal 3 plus 4j. So guys, this is called real and this is called imaginary because we have something unknown next to the 4. So that's why we call it as imaginary. And 3, we don't have something unknown. So we just call it real. So this is an example of a complex number. So this is step 1. Let's move on to step 2. Now what are we going to do is we're gonna make the computer tell us which is imaginary and which is real. To do this, we need to write print brackets and then we're gonna put the quotation marks and then we're gonna write real part. So guys, let me explain to you what does this code do. So if you want the computer to decide for us which number in here is the imaginary and which one is the real, we need to put z dot. Z is the variable that we named here before. And then we're going to write real because we want to know the real number, like which one in here is real. And same thing goes to this code, but instead of real, we want to know the imaginary parts. IMAG stands for imaginary. So let's run our code. We get the real part is 3, which is this one because we don't have anything unknown with it. And then as for the imaginary part, we get 4. We don't put the j because we're just printing out the answer, so we just want to know like which number is like imaginary and which one is the real one. So 4 is known as to be imaginary, as I told you guys, because we have something unknown with it, which is j. In real math, it's supposed to be I, but because we're writing in a programming language, like Python, for example, so we use J instead of I. Now, moving on to step 3. So, in step 3, we want to add two complex number. Let's name our variable. Let's name it Z1, for example, and then we're going to do equal, and then 2 plus 3J, and then we're going to do a new one, a new variable, which we'll name Z2 equal 1 plus 5J. And then if we want to print out the complex number results, we need to do a new variable, and I'm going to name it results. And then I'm going to do equal, and then I'm going to add them together, so I need to put like Z1 plus Z2. And then after that, we're going to print out the results, which is this line of code. So when we run the code, we're going to get 3 plus 8J. And let me explain to you how we get that. So we need to add up real number with real number and imaginary number with imaginary number. So as we know, guys, that this is a real number and this is a real number. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So here we got 3. And then we're going to put plus because the sign here is plus. And then we're going to add up imaginary number with imaginary number, which we get 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. So we get 8J. And don't forget to add J. Now let's do step 4. So in step 4, we're going to multiply two complex number instead of adding. Let's create a new variable which we'll call a multiplication. So guys, now we're going to do z1 times z2 or multiply z2, and we're going to take our first expression in here, not the one that we have in step 2 or in step 3. And then if we want to like print out the answer, we need to do print and then the brackets, of course. So inside here we're going to write multiplication results. And after the comma we're going to write our variable that we created at first, which is in here. Now let's run our code. And we get negative 13 plus 13J. Now let me explain to you how we get that answer. So guys, first all you gotta do is you need to do 2 times 1 and then 2 times 5J. So 2 times 1 is 2, and then we'll do plus, and then 2 times 5J will get 10J. And then you'll need to do plus, and then 3J times 1, and then 3J times 5J. So 3J times 1 will get 3J. And then you need to do plus, and then 3J times 5J will get 15J power. Don't forget the J power, because it's really important. And remember, guys, J power equals to negative 1. So we need to turn the 15 into negative. So the answer, so 15 will be negative 15. So now let's add up the real number with real number and imaginary number with imaginary number. So 15 is real and 2 is real. So 2 minus 15. So this is for the real, which I'll do it as an R. And as for the imaginary, I'm going to write I. So the imaginary number is 10J plus 3J. And now let's get the answer for each of these. So 2 minus 15 will get negative 13 because different signs. Remember, this is plus and this is negative. And here, 10J plus 3J will get 13j. And then to get the answer, we need to add negative 13 plus 13j. So negative 13 plus 13j. So that's the answer. So this is the way we get negative 13 plus 13j. Now we have the last step, which is step 5. So in step 5, we're gonna find the magnitude, which is the distance from origin. So let's create a variable called magnitude, and then we need to put the absolute, which stands for ABS. And then we need to do the brackets, and then we're gonna write Z. Z is the variable of the first equation. So guys, inside the absolute, we put Z inside the brackets because Z is the variable that we created before in here, right here, in this code. So now we need to print out the magnitude. Magnitude of Z and then magnitude. Now when we run the code, we'll get 5.0, or you can just say 5. So guys, let me explain to you how we get that. So the 0, comma 0 in bracket is the origin. Then you need to do the root of a power and b power. A power is for the real number and b power is for the imaginary number. Although it's for the imaginary number, but we don't put j. We just put the number only without j. Put that in mind. Don't forget that. So guys, the number we have here is 3 plus 4j. So this is 3 instead of a, and instead of b, it's the 4. And guys, don't forget that you don't have to put the j because it's not important anymore. And now we need to find 3 squared. It'll be like 3 times 3. So we'll get 9. And then for the second one, it's 4 times 4, which will get 16. And then after that, you need to do 9 plus 16, which will get 25. And lastly, we need to find out the root of 25, which the answer is 5. So this is how we get the answer 5 in here. So I hope you guys found this lesson new to you and you enjoy it and you learn it well. So if you like this video, be sure to give me a big thumbs up and see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, see you.